Good. Try to lift your hands just a little bit higher. Yep. And again, if it's harder then to get her down on the bit with your hands higher, then your reins need to be a little bit shorter. You always kind of want the reins up in front of that saddle pad. Yeah, this way you can pick on yourself. People are much meaner to themselves than I am. Good, so there she gave a little bit. That was nice. Good, so now go straight. And then, good, so now you're gonna circle at this end again. Yep, so that outside rein's gonna stay steady. Your inside rein is gonna squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. It'll get the bend, get her to give, and then you can relax with it. You're doing very good. Good, so you're gonna circle again, and then in a minute we're gonna bring her down to a walk. When you go down to the walk again, before pulling on her, you'll sit back, blow out, say whoa, then ask her to walk, but make sure her head stays down. So if she comes down to a walk and you don't have to touch the reins, but her head pops up, then you'll make contact to bring her head back down. So stay in your circle and come down to a walk when you're ready. So take your steps. So sit, breathe, say whoa. Good. Now keep her walking forward. Look up. Good. You are looking up. It looked like you were looking down because your helmet's down. Oh. So I just saw your eyes and I was like, oh, she is looking up. Okay. Now go right back up to your trot. Still stay in your circle. So when you go to trot, remember, think forward in your brain. I really want to trot. Look up and just make sure she doesn't fade to the right. Because if anything, she'll go right to mess with the other horse to get your attention off trotting. Good. So you did good, except when you trotted off, your outside hand went forward. So you had more contact on the inside. And this is more like about dressage stuff. But I figure we might as well start doing it. Good. So go a little bit faster.
Circle?
Yep. Good. So you're going to kind of play with that inside rein. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. The outside rein's going to stay steady. Good. Now come back to a walk. Good. Now ask her to trot off again. Right back up into the trot. So there you let her get her head up. Like you were soft with your hands and she immediately took advantage of it. So the next time we go to trot off, we're going to keep more pressure with your hands. So stay in your circle. Lift your hands just a little bit higher. Go back to kind of squeeze, relax on that inside rein. Every couple steps, squeeze, relax. Make sure you're not dropping your outside hand. Shoulders back. I know this is a lot to do. Good. So when you're ready, come back to a walk doing all your steps. Sitting, breathing, saying whoa. Good. Stay in your circle. Good. Now we're going to ask her to trot, but I want you to keep contact. So hold her head and then press with your legs and go into the trot. Hold her. She's going to fight it. You just hold her. There you go. Nice. So those reins are just helping us do what you can't do with your hands right now. In time, you'll be able to do it without those reins. Good. It'll help her so she's not as stiff. Good. Now keep your elbow in on that left side. There you go. And pull a little bit on that outside rein. So the inside rein's going to take and let go. The outside rein's going to stay steady. Good. Let's circle again. Good. Your leg looks great. Your upper body's good. You're doing great with your eyes. Left elbow in. Kind of, and you got to think about it because we all let it go. So if anything, we want more contact on the outside rein. The inside rein's just to bend. Good. Now you're going to go straight. When you're ready, you'll come down to a walk. Put a forward walk. Good. Now remember, you're going to hold her. Go back to the trot. So hold her with your hands. Pull, pull. That's it. Good. So it's getting better. She's still getting away from you a little bit. Good. Circle down at that end of the arena. Good. Outside elbow in by your side. Start half halting on your inside rein. Good. Make sure your reins don't get too long. They're not bad, but they are longer. Good. Make another circle. Good. Now you're going to bring her back to a walk. And then this time, you're just going to keep walking and you're going to loosen her reins and let her walk on a long rein. Yep. Give her a nice little rub. Let her stretch out so she knows she's just walking. Yep. So you're going to kind of pull on all your reins because if your draw reins are shorter, then that'll help to pull her head down. That's it. Good. Now as she starts coming down and getting better, release a little bit. I know it was a fight a minute ago, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, good. I'm glad you're seeing some of the things.
Yes. Good. So now come back to a walk. You're not going to canter yet. You're just going to come back to a walk. Look up. Good. Now go back to trotting again. So some of the good. Some of the smart horses know exactly what we're going to do. So they start anticipating. Yep. When they anticipate, they kind of jump up and down. The more you hold them, the worse it gets. So when I tell you, like, we're going to get ready to canter and then I ask you to walk, you got to kind of be ready to ask her then. And as you start going through the steps, if she canters off, don't pull her back. That's perfectly fine. She's trying to do it before you tell her to do it. And then again, once she goes, you got to keep her going. Good. Come back to a walk. You're going to walk and then trot. So walk. Good. Now trot. Hold her head. Yep. See how that head comes up? So again, when we go to do it at the canter, it's going to be even worse. And the hard part is when she throws that head up, is holding, but then using enough leg to get her to go. Good. So what we're going to do is as we're cutting across, we're going to come back to a walk, and then as you're getting to the wall, you're going to ask her to canter. You're going to try and do those steps, and I'll spell it out. So you're going to walk. Good. Just keep walking right now. Breathe. Keep her walking forward. Now, if you can, you're going to put her head a little bit to the right so her hind quarter comes in and bring your outside leg back. Let her go. Let her go. Good. Sit up tall. Now you're going to stay in a circle. So each time your butt hits that saddle, little squeeze with your legs.
That looks amazing.
Good. And you're going to breathe. So it's the same thing we did at the trot. Don't pump your hands or anything. Try to keep your hands just steady. Keep your outside elbow next to your body. It's going to be hard. It's going to take some strength. Good. Now what we're going to try and do is slow her down, not by pulling, but just by breathing. So as you're cantering around, every 2 steps, go a deep breath in and then out. But keep your leg on her so she doesn't quit. And then a deep breath in and then out. Good. She's already slowing down. A deep breath in and blowing it out. It's just like Lamaze breathing. Nice, deep breathing, very slow. Good. Now you're going to ask her to trot. So you can tell her to trot, little half halt, and trot and post. Yep, stay in your circle. Nice job.
Wow.
Yep. You're doing great.
I'm like getting
Good. Her trot looks great. Good. So same steps. You'll sit, you breathe out. You just kind of relax like we're not doing anything. And then again, when you're ready, you'll take her head a little bit to the outside. You'll bring your leg back to bring her hind quarter in. Nice. Good. See, you didn't even get to finish asking her. Good girl. Yes. Yep. Good. So stay in your circle. Yep. If I'm ever not here, like when you pet her, if possible, do it with your inside hand because then you won't drop your outside rein. That's okay. But we're going to try to get her head down in time. Not today at the canter, but that's good. Good. So again, we're going to try to slow her down just by breathing. So you're going to stay in your circle because that's going to help us. And I just want you to deep breathe in and out. And then another couple steps and then deep breath in and out. Hold her, hold her. Yep. Anytime she scoots forward, you just sit, hold, and stay in your circle. Good. And again, don't feed into it. Lots of stuff happens out in the hallway. You can't prevent them from spooking. That's just them. They don't want to get killed. But we're just going to ride it out, and then I stay again where they're spooking. I don't go away from it. Good. So your body's good. Your legs look great. She's coming down on the bit. You're doing a great job. Good. So now let's come back to the trot again. Good. Now trot all the way around the arena. That looks awesome. Good. So as you're good. So try to bring her head down a little bit more. Keep breathing. That's okay. Keep breathing. Good. So once you pass the center, sit, trot, bring her head out, her hind quarter in, and then you'll ask her to canter. Cluck a little bit if you need to. Good. Now circle. So sit deep. Think of dressage seat, not hunt seat. There you go. Good. Stay in your circle. So now you'll kind of squeeze and relax on that inside rein. Every couple of steps, a little squeeze, relax. That'll keep her bent, but the outside elbow stays right against her. Against you, sorry. Can't speak English. Good. So you're going to make one more circle. Still at the canter. Good. And she's fast enough. If anything, you could go slower. That's great. Good girl. Good. So next time we get to the corner with all the junk, the one you just passed, come back to a trot. So as you're getting closer, think in your brain trot. Again, they can read your body language and you'll start doing stuff without knowing it to come back to the trot. So breathe, whoa, trot. Post, good. So you're gonna trot twice around, and when you get to that corner with the junk in it again, and I'll tell you when ahead of time, then we're gonna canter off there. So it's gonna be in a different spot, so she might get a little confused. Good, so this time when we get to the corner, we'll ask her. Again, don't rush it, you just take your time. You just think when you're ready, I'm gonna sit down, put her head out, hind quarter in, and then ask. Good, sit up tall. Good, and you're doing great. It's just when she canters, you lean forward then when she gets it. Good. So now think, I'm just gonna sit deep. I'm gonna play once in a while with that inside rein. I'm gonna take, let go, let her go a step or two, and then take, let go, and I'm gonna keep my outside elbow in and steady. Good. Really nice. Good, lean way back. Nice. Yep. And again, it's okay, like her head popped up some. It's not gonna be perfect this time. We just gotta start from somewhere and then it'll keep getting better. Good. Now I'm gonna talk, keep your leg on her. Every time your butt hits the saddle, give a little squeeze. Every time she's quit, it's been over on this same side. So every time you start making this turn, dig a little bit with your spur, just a little nick with your spur. So you make it over there, not such a good place to quit. Then you can kind of relax a little bit. Keep breathing, but when you get to that same spot, nick her again.
This spot here?
Yes. When you make that turn across the arena, that's where she quit.
So what should I do now?
A little spur right there. Just a little. Yep. That's it. And then take it back off. Go forward. Go forward. Keep going. Can you keep going? Good. Change your diagonal. When you get to this next corner coming up, ask for the canter again. So think of leaning back. Lean back. Leg. Kiss. Good. Good. So hold her, sit back. Good. A little bit more leg right now. She's going to quit otherwise. She's getting slower, but I can see she's going to quit. Good. Lean back. A little bit more leg right now. So squeeze with both legs. Good. Good. Now trot. So whoop, trot. Good. Go forward. Go all the way around the arena.